Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Flock's Nest Sports Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Brendan, from 54, Bobby Wagner of the Seattle Seahawks. This was not the plan for this week. We were going to do a full podcast, but with some technical issues, that has been changed. We are doing a preview for the Super Bowl, the big games coming up this weekend between the Seahawks and the Patriots. Obviously, I am a Seahawks fan, so we're going to focus more on the Seahawks, more on those storylines. But obviously, we will bring up the Patriots. Great football team. Really excited to go up against them. Obviously, the storylines for this football game are immense. Obviously, you have the revenge. You have all these awesome storylines. So we'll get right into it. First of all, super happy to be back in the Super Bowl. As a Seahawks fan, it's been 11 years since we've been to the Super Bowl, and I've missed it. I didn't realize how much different caring about the media was going to be. Um, Over the past few years, have not cared about the Super Bowl in terms of the media side the week prior at all until this year. Obviously, with those Seahawks in it, I've been trying to just soak up as much of the information as I can coming out of the media the past weeks with the media availability and all that. It has been awesome. Um, One of the coolest things to like listen to, watch, and just kind of experience. Unfortunately, didn't get to go to the Super Bowl, but kind of living vicariously through some awesome content creators. So being back in the Super Bowl is awesome. Um, so we'll just talk about the game um, and what I expect. I expect this game to be pretty low scoring. I think the Patriots have a fantastic defense, and obviously the Seahawks, in my opinion, have the best defense in football. So you have two top five defenses going at it. Now, again, these two teams, the Patriots' offense is very good, was very good until they got to the playoffs. The Seahawks' offense was good to start, kind of hit a lull, has gotten back to kind of where they were at the beginning of the year, just slightly different. They're not using the explosive passing plays, they're getting a lot more out of their ground game. So that's been awesome. But I expect these two defenses to really be the story point and really be the catalysts of this game. I expect Seattle's defense to come out and just play with their hair on fire because I think this defense is tired of being compared to the Legion. Um, this defense is great. It is not the Legion of Boom. It will never be the Legion of Boom. They're trying to create their own identity under the dark side. And I think this game in this moment can be their identity creating game. If they go out there and put up a performance, you can't argue with it. They're going to be up there with the Legion. Stop comparing them to the Legion, but they will be up there with the Legion. And then for the Patriots, this defense in this playoff has gotten them where they need to be. They've been really good. Milton Williams and Christian Barmore in the middle of that defense have been fantastic. Obviously, Christian Gonzalez, one of the best um, corners in the NFL right now. So that defense is nothing to slouch at. But for the Seahawks, I think it's all going to start up front, as it is for the Patriots, with Leonard Williams and Byron Murphy. I think when you look at these two teams, they win up front on defense. And I think the Seahawks have to be able to do that. And against this offense, I think they can. So I give the edge slightly on the defensive side to the Seahawks. I just think they have more talent. I think because of what we've seen from Drake May this, and we'll talk about the offenses in a second, but what we've seen from Drake May this playoffs has me a little worried for the Patriots going into this game. Has me excited as a Seahawks fan. But for the defenses, I think it's going to start up front. It's going to start with their defensive tackles. For the Seahawks, it's Leonard Williams, Byron Murphy. For the Patriots, it's Williams and it's Milton Williams and Barrymore. Now, I would take Leonard Williams and Byron Murphy. Milton and Barrymore are so good. I don't really know. So that one's close. Secondaries, I think the Seahawks overall have a better one. Um, Christian Gonzalez is the best of the bunch, but I think Seattle's collection is slightly better than the Patriots. So I think that's an edge to Seattle. And then I think where the difference comes is at the linebacking position and the safety position. I think Seattle has the significantly better safeties. I think their linebacker duo is better if Robert Spillane for the Patriots is not in the game. Even if Spillane's in the game, I'd give the edge to the Seahawks. But with Spillane being did not participate at all last week, has did not participate on Tuesday, was limited, or no, did not participate on Wednesday, was limited today, which is Thursday. So we'll kind of see where he's at. And then defensively for the Seahawks, obviously, if you were paying any attention, Nick Emenwari has that low ankle sprain that he suffered yesterday in practice. Based on all reports, it seems that he's good to go. So I'm going to run with that assumption. He might be a little limited, but I think he is going to be an X factor in this game in a way. So we'll kind of see what that means for him. But yeah, overall, I give the edge on defense to the Seahawks. So that's one. Offensively, I think it's close. I would give the edge again to the Seahawks. Drake May was second for MVP. He was fantastic in the regular season. Can take nothing away from that. He was great. In this playoff run, he has been pretty rough. He's turned the ball over a lot. He did it against the Chargers. He turned the ball over a lot against the Texans, and then the Broncos. He didn't really turn over, but that game, he was not very good. And you could tell me that it was inclement weather. He was not good in the first half when the weather hadn't turned yet. Like, he was honestly almost better in that second half when the weather was close to turning. So he still wasn't great. And the thing I'll say is that was against the Texans and Broncos defense. Those are two top 5 defenses. He's going to have to go up against another one. And I think the Seahawks were the best of the bunch for that. So I think Drake May's had a great regular season. He's been iffy in the playoffs. He's a second-year quarterback. There's nothing wrong with that. I think the Seahawks need to take advantage of Drake May in terms of make him make mistakes. Otherwise, for this offense, their receiver core doesn't scare me. They have a lot of quality floor players. Stephon Diggs, reliant. Mac Hollins, decent. Kayshon Boutte can give you an explosive play here or there. Kyle Williams, their rookie, he'll give you an explosive play, but he's just not that involved. And like their tight ends, Hunter Henry. I like Hunter Henry. Not really scared of him. In their run game, Ramondre Stevenson is good. I don't think he'll hit very many explosives. And against the number 1 run defense in the league, we'll kind of see where that is. And then Travion Henderson, he's the one guy on this team that I think really puts fear into me. I think he's a great running back. He can hit explosives. He can give you chunk plays. The one issue is we saw against Denver, he only played 4 snaps because he is not a good pass protector. He has been one of the worst pass protecting running backs in the league this season. I think he has been the worst when you just look at pure numbers. So for the Patriots, if you can't have Henderson on the field, that significantly lowers my fear of that offense. That offensive line is not awful. It's not great. The right side is fine. Center's fine. It's that left side. Will Campbell, the rookie, and Jared Wilson, the rookie, you can take advantage of them. Will Campbell struggled against the Broncos pass rush. And then Wilson struggled most of the season on that left side. Again, they're rookies. I think if Murphy and Williams can take advantage of Wilson on that left side, and then if like Derek Hall or DeMarcus Lawrence can take advantage of Campbell, if the Seahawks win that battle, I think they win handedly. To me, that's one of the key battles of this game is how do that rookie side of the Patriots on the line hold up against the pass rush of the Seahawks. Should be good. But yeah, so Patriots offense just does not scare me. They get a lot done as a group, but no one player scares me entirely. The one thing that does scare me is Drake May's legs. Drake May is fantastic at running. He led the league, I want to say, in scramble yards. He's great at it. He knows when to do it, how to do it, and how to protect himself when doing it. So that is nerve wracking. I wonder, though, he is going into this game with the shoulder injury he sustained against the Broncos. I wonder if that's going to limit him or if he has that in his mind if he wants to scramble with that. My guess is he will. I think he'll be perfectly fine with this game. I have no worries about that. But I want to know how it affects him in the run game. Is he going to be willing to take hits? Is he going to kind of not risk the run if it means he's going to take a hit? So that'll be interesting. But that is one aspect of this game that can't scare me. The Seahawks have shown that they can do it against running quarterbacks. Obviously, did it against Kyler earlier in the year. It was great. Brock Purdy got to him a little bit on the ground in week one. That's week one. Cam Ward gave us a lot of trouble. So did Bryce Young. So we'll kind of see. I think they'll go into this game with a proper game plan to keep May from beating him with their legs. So I'll be very interested to see that. But that is the one aspect of the Patriots offense that does kind of scare me, because if May can make plays with his legs and keep that offense turning, then I think you can see some problems for the Seahawks. On the Seahawks side of offense, I think the storylines are going to be Darnold and JSN and just that combo. Can the Patriots defense, who I think has a great secondary, contain JSN? No team has yet, really, had true success in containing JSN. So we'll kind of see what the Patriots do. Obviously, JSN, if you're watching this on Thursday, I'm recording this 10 minutes after the NFL honors. He just won Offensive Player of the Year. Not a ton of teams have been able to stop him. So we'll kind of see where he goes and what he does. For Darnold, I think we've seen the last two games. He's been the game against the 49ers, didn't have to do much, but it was still good. That game against the Rams, he was fantastic. If he can keep playing like that, he can just play that good, Seahawks have nothing to worry about. I think the problem for the Seahawks is that they start turning the ball over. You cannot give the Patriots cheap field position. That's enough said there. For the Seahawks, I think the offensive line is going to be a talking point. Obviously, Anthony Bradford, not great. Jalen Sindell struggled at times this season. Gray Zabels had some struggles this season. How does that interior of the offensive line hold up against a really good interior defensive line with Barmore and Milton Williams? I think the Seahawks can handle it. I think they can. I am not really worried about anything beyond those two beating us, Barmore and Williams. So, can the Seahawks just contain those two? Can the offensive line just do enough? The run game is going to be difficult. This defense has done really well this playoffs in containing the run. They've been the best team in the playoffs containing the run. However, if you look at outside the playoffs, they struggled towards the end of the year containing the run. Kenneth Walker has been great so far this offseason, or this postseason. He's been fantastic. He was good during the regular season, but he's been fantastic this offseason, or this postseason. Can you get him going? Can you get him the ball and get him kind of in the flow, just gaining 4 or 5 yards of carry, maybe rip off an explosive? That's what I'm going to see from this run game. That's what I want to see from this run game. Beyond Walker, Holani, I'm not sure if he's really going to get many touches. I think at this point, you've given Walker the appropriate amount of management in terms of injury management. You've got to send him. This is the last game of the season. Put him out there, let him ball out, see what happens. I have supreme faith in Kenneth Walker in this game. I don't think we'll see Holani very much in this particular game. For the wide receivers, we were talking about JSN. I think he's going to do his normal thing. Beyond JSN, I need to see one other ball catcher get involved, whether that's Kupp, Shaheed, Bobo. Can Bobo have a Chris Matthews against the Patriots? Chris Matthews, for anyone wondering, was not a good wide receiver, but that Super Bowl against the Patriots came out and kind of asserted himself into the world. Didn't really do much after that. Can Jake Bobo have that kind of game? Obviously, talking about Rashid Shaheed, talking about Cooper Kupp, or can one of the tight ends get involved? Can AJ Barner have a good game? I think AJ Barner will. I think AJ Barner will have a really good game. I don't know why. I just have that feeling that Barner's going to be involved. Can Arroyo, Saubert, because one of these other pass catchers get involved. I think that's going to be key to this game because I do think the Patriots are going to do a lot to try to take JSN away. Can another one of the receivers or tight ends take advantage of that? And then, yeah, I think for the offenses, I would give the slight nod to the Seahawks just because of how they played this postseason. I will say in the regular season, I'd probably give it to the Patriots. I think Drake May has been the better quarterback throughout the course of the season, just with him being second in MVP voting. But right now, with how the playoffs are going, and with how I think this defense can get after Drake May, I'm going to take the Seahawks offense. That only leaves special teams, and honestly, I think special teams is a wash. I think both teams have elite kick and punt returners. Shaheed is great. Marcus Jones is awesome as a punt returner and kick returner. So I think both teams have that. Both teams have a quality punter. Both teams have a good enough kicker. I don't think special teams is going to be where this game is won, but it could be where this game is lost. If one of these special teams makes a mistake, whether it's they do allow a big kickoff, do allow a big punt return, do they have a muff like we saw again with the Rams game? Is there a missed field goal? I don't think special teams is where the game can be won, but I do think special teams is where the game can be lost with mistakes. So, not too worried about special teams. I think that is kind of a wash. I think both teams are really good at it. So, as it stands, I'm taking the Seahawks. I obviously had them 2-3 in terms of sides of the ball. To me, the Seahawks are just the better team. They are the more talented team. That could be biased. I fully accept that. This Patriots team is great. They deserve to be here. There was questions about their strength of schedule. I think those are fair. I think that's justified. They've had the easiest strength of schedule to the Super Bowl. They had like the third easiest strength of schedule ever to make it to the Super Bowl. That is what we're talking about. I don't think that's that big of a deal for this particular game. It's one game, go out there, may the best team win. And I think the Seahawks have the better roster. They're more talented. I think they just have a deeper at every position group. So that's why I'm saying the Seahawks. Now, if I had to give you predictions, I already said I think this is going to be a low-scoring game. I don't think it's going to be kind of a race to 20. I think whoever gets to 20 points in this game, first team, probably wins it. I think the Seahawks will hold the Patriots to like 17, and I think the Patriots will hold the Seahawks to like 24. I see that kind of being the scoreline. I see it like 24-17. That's what I'm going to predict. Seahawks 24, Patriots 17. In terms of my Super Bowl MVP pick, not picking one of the quarterbacks because that is obvious. I'm not going to do that. That's too easy. For my Super Bowl MVP pick, I'm going to go out there. I don't think it's going to be Darnold. I don't think it's going to be... I can't pick Darnold. I don't think it's going to be JSN. I think it's going to be Rashid Shaheed. And I know that kind of sounds weird. Shaheed's had not the biggest impact on this team other than returns. I think in this game, Rashid Shaheed has a big return. I don't think he gets a touchdown necessarily, but I think he has a big return. And I do think he catches a couple key passes and probably even a touchdown. I think for the Seahawks on offense, Rashid Shaheed is my pick for MVP. If I had to take one on defense, I would probably go with Nick Emmanwori. I know he's hurt, but I just think he has the best chance at creating a stat line that dictates the being that Super Bowl MVP. Think of a Malcolm Smith type game. I think Nick Emmanwori has the potential to make those kind of splash plays, and that's why I would pick him if it went on the defensive side. I think it'll be Rashid Shaheed. I think Rashid Shaheed will have a big return, maybe a deep ball, a touchdown, and some other key catches in this game. I don't know why. I would not think Rashid Shaheed off the bat, but that is like where my brain's going right now. I think the Patriots are going to do so much to take JSN away that Rashid Shaheed is going to cause them major problems. So that's my pick for Super Bowl MVP. That's my pick for the Super Bowl. Obviously, we're ruined for the Seahawks. Um, look, I'm mildly nervous. The further we get into the week, the more nervous I've gotten. These are two great teams. The Patriots deserve to be here, and that does not lighten the load. Does not lighten the worry I have. This Patriots team deserves to be here. The Seahawks deserve to be here. It should be a great game. I don't expect it to be a blowout, even though I wish the Seahawks would blow them out just to save my anxiety during the game. But I just don't think it'll happen. I think it's going to be a good, close game. Seahawks come out on top by a touchdown, as I've said, 24-17. Um, really looking forward to it. Obviously, we will be back next week after the Super Bowl with a full podcast. Me and Dallas should be awesome. We will recap the Super Bowl. We will recap NFL honors and everyone that's gotten an award there. We have some more stuff to talk about with other sports. The Olympics will be starting. It'll be awesome. So check out next week for the full podcast. Should be great. And with all that being said, thank you all for watching. This has been Floss and the Sports Podcast. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. If you have a prediction, let me down below, whether it's the score, Super Bowl MVP, let me know. I'm really interested to see who you guys got for those. And with that being said, I've been Brendan. Thank you all for joining.